Good morning. I'm PolarizedMoon, and there was lightning right next to me.
I know. It makes it feel like it's a creepy lab.
Well, we're gonna go in here and open for business. Oh, I need to sneeze. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, shield the microphone. Okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
Oh, look at his eyes.
He is such a mad scientist.
I like him. He's like that other lady.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, let's look around in here a little bit
This
before
is
we...
so mad scientist.
Torch. Great, torch. Could have used that before. Oh, hello.
We have.
Robbie's memoirs. Let's not read that just yet.
Okay.
Oh, can I go up this? I
Yep.
can. It does not lead anywhere, though.
Leads to the butts. Oh my gosh. I love how they have butts, like, in the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Whoa.
Oh, this is so cool.
Can I... I can. Cool. Okay. Okay, so that's more up. This is blocked off. Because the other one, the other lab thing... Oh, I was supposed to go over here.
Yeah. We went the difficult way.
Yeah, well, that happens. The other lab, you could get all the way up to the top of the building.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling you can do that here, too.
Yeah, or at least
Whoops.
most of the way. Seems like extra dangerous with the lightning going on.
Oh, great. Don't climb up to the top of a very rickety building during a thunderstorm. That's
I feel like it needs to, be caught on fire and, have, Frankenstein yelling at you or something, It's a very mad scientist-y fun. Oh.
Oh.
You can go all the way up here.
Okay. That is not what I was expecting to find up here.
Awesome.
I liked that. Alright, well, let's go back in and talk to that guy.
That was funny.
That was great. Don't tell me. You're Link. That's right. Wah! Today is eventful, Yes, downright crazy. To think you'd see Link after 100 years after he went to sleep. On top of that, my ancient oven is finally up and running again. The furnace is lit. Thank you, At first I believed it was started working again by the power of my love. Yeah, because we never came in here and had him tell us to do it.
I love how he named it Cherry.
Who are you? Me? Are you serious? It seems I got so excited I forgot to introduce myself. I'll start over, I am the lead guardian researcher and director of the Akala Ancient Tech Lab. Dr. Robbie! There's a fanfare and everything.
Oh my god.
In any case, I'm impressed that you made it all this way to a rather remote location. Did perchance you meet Pura and borrow her power?
Pura,
Pura, I met a child. Pura, a child? What? She really has a kid? Or do you mean that Pura aged backwards, and she is now a child? Pura got younger. Are you certain? She's as crazy as ever. Okie dokie, knowing her, I'm guessing she screwed up some experiment. Yes, typical. Let us return to the subject at hand, Did you know that the Calamity is regaining its power? I know that, yeah. I see that I don't need to tell you my story. Ooh, do you want to hear his story?
Story time!
Tell me. Yes, I see. In that case, the goal of our Sheikah research lab is simple, really, to aim to destroy the Calamity that has endured across time. To rid Hyrule of its dark influence, and above all, to rescue Princess Zelda, who is now a prisoner of the Calamity.
Oh my gosh, his eyes just spun around.
You didn't notice that it's been doing that the whole time?
Yeah, I noticed.
I told you to.
But...
I was like, look at his eyes; they're going all wobbly.
Yeah, but I noticed it happened again.
We have worked ourselves to the bone conducting our research. For a time, I feared I'd pass before we could prevail. However, you, Link, have managed to awaken before this old sack of flesh gave out. That means the time is now. Yes. You, now, time to join forces with the Sheikah, yes? We must destroy... Oh my god.
I feel like he's a mixture between Doc Brown and the mad guy that on Princess Bride that
Oh, yeah.
makes him not
Max.
dead anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. He's a mixture of those two.
Yes, that is correct. You and I are going to join forces and put an end to the calamity. And on that note, sorry for the long preamble, but I'd like to provide you with some ancient soldier gear. To start, I'll hand these over. Yes!
Yes.
They are made using secret Sheikah technology. With the addition of my upgrades, they have morphed into anti-calamity weapons, so to speak. Needless to say, they are an incredibly powerful type of ancient soldier gear. I like to call them ancient arrows. In addition to ancient arrows, Cherry can make all kinds of ancient soldier gear. If you're looking to acquire some, give your ancient materials and rupees to Cherry. Rupees? Did you hear that? Forgive me, Link. Ever since the fall of Hyrule Castle, we haven't had much of the way of funds of our research. And that's why I thought you might be willing to help us out with rupees. Lots of them, I beg of you! Then let's do it, The last two of us, as soon as possible. Yes, let's conquer the calamity,
I'm pretty sure the thing on the bat is an ant.
Oh.
Making the noises. Or something like that. That's cool looking. But he's so ridiculous. And that hair.
Hey, beep. Familiar name missing. Insert materials and rupees. Receive ancient equipment in exchange. Oh. Ancient blade saw? Oh my gosh. Ancient helm, ancient curious. Okay, so I should be trying to get this stuff here.
Yeah.
I need a lot more gears.
Yeah.
Guardian resist up. That would be great.
Yeah.
So I want to get towards these. So I need like 6 grand and a bunch more gears.
Yeah.
And more ancient cores, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything else ancient blade saw. These things, I feel like they're more destructible, so I probably want to save off on those.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. Come again. Wop, familiar name missing.
Well, at least we know where it is and what there is.
Who are you? You wanna go for it?
You saw me before. I had a chance to put my face on. How embarrassing.
Oh. All right.
Looks a lot pretty. Are we not gonna read his book?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
His secret research diary.
Robbie's memoirs. Let me start from the beginning. It was 100 years ago. Calamity Ganon had already swallowed Princess Zelda. Dr. Purr and I had already taken Link to the Shrine of the Resurrection and left him to recover. Dr. Purr and I departed for Kakariko Village, where we left Lady Impa. All 3 of us couldn't stay together, of course, so we couldn't risk Calamity Ganon getting all of us in one strike. If that happened, there'd be no one left to deliver Princess Zelda's message to Link when he recovered and woke up. We had to ensure at least one of us would be able to talk to him. So Pura and I sent us to survive as long as we could. We were lucky. We found large amounts of ancient energy in the Necluda and Akala regions. We could continue our research, just as we had in Hyrule Castle. And we could shush, I can read. We could again set ourselves to finding some way to seal Calamity Ganon away. Sorry about that, I can't read my own handwriting. We decided to go in the... Oh my gosh, I can't read in this. We decided who would go where in the only fair way. Rock, paper, scissors. I set out Akala soon after. I was all set to go to Akala, but first I decided to go with Dr. Pura to the ancient energy source in Necluda. Actually, that implies I had any choice. Dr. Pura laid on a pretty heavy guilt trip when I suggested her going alone. In a world as dangerous as ours, are you seriously asking me to travel alone? She's so darn pushy.
Sounds like her.
Anyway, Dr. Pura promised Lady Impa that they'd meet again someday, then she and I set from Kakariko Village. But not before loading a cart with the guidance stone Dr. Pura had been using at the Hyrule. The guidance stones.
Yeah.
They're from, Skyward Sword.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that thing is in here? Is that a guidance stone?
Maybe?
I don't know. We traveled across for some time, south of the Pillars of Levia, across Lake Sila, and through the Battery Plain. We came across Fort Hateno. Link had battled in many an army of guardians there, and is where he'd been defeated. Oh. Whoa. A master swordsman such as Link, who'd impressed King Rome with enough to be made Princess Zelda's personal knight. Well, even someone like that has their limits. I'm sorry, Link, I spent so much of my life researching the Guardians. Even with all my knowledge, I wasn't able to give you the weapons or power you need to succeed. Those were my thoughts as I looked upon the broken husks of the Guardians strewn about Fort Hateno. Lost in my thoughts, I didn't notice that Dr. Pyrrha had slipped away. I knew Hateno Village wasn't much further along the road and that the calamity had barely touched that area, so I felt safe letting her continue on her own. We parted ways without saying goodbye, I suppose. Stirring myself back into action, I set out on my own journey back towards Kakariko Village. With Dr. Pyrrha escorted safely to Hateno Village, it was time for me to head my new home in Akala. I returned to Kakariko Village to collect the remaining Guidance Stone, and then I immediately set out for Akala. I made my way through the Lanaryu wetlands and headed toward Ternio Trail. I knew that once I crossed the Akala span, I would officially be on a... This is like a geographic... This is like a geographic nightmare.
I feel like a map.
Yeah, right? The autumn leaves brought some joy to my spirit as we crossed the Shadow Pass and headed north to the Odorak Quarry. Akala is known for its long stretches of nothing. Hoping that would still be the case. I was attacked by a guardian here and where I went, but remember I'd spent my life studying them. Dispatching them individually was no challenge at all. In time, I reached the lighthouse in Akala. What a perfect place to keep an eye on the monsters out there. I unloaded my Guidance Stone and settled into my new home.
So there is a Guidance Stone here.
And so began my life of solitary research. So they both have a Guidance Stone.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's I don't know. I knew we had continued research for the ancient soldier gear for Link. He could wake up at any time. I quickly settled on a routine. First, I would carry the blue flame from Timula Heights. Next, I would melt the ancient materials, refine the result, and then shape it into ancient soldier gear. It's difficult to say how much progress I made on my research. The routine demanded so much focus day after day. But then I had a clever thought. I realized I could automate the entire refinement process. Took some significant work, but I was able to successfully remodel the Guidance Stone. Yeah, so that is the Guidance Stone. Thanks to my effort, I can refine any ancient material inserted into it and offer something in return. I named this machine Cherry after the first girl I ever loved. Aww. My research didn't end with the creation of Cherry. Not at all. I realized that if she was able to refine ancient materials, there was no reason she couldn't also manufacture ancient soldier gear too. Anyone could make ancient equipment. I also decided that I wanted to be able to give her a voice so she could speak. I was filled with ambition then, but it was no easy task to make my dreams a reality. Automating the manufacturing process was extremely difficult. It took me decades to figure it out. I'll spare you the details of all the things that went wrong, but I will say it was complex enough that I had to put my desires to remodel Cherry in the back burner for a while. Days and months came and went, before I even realized that I'd reached the ripe age of 90. I would have been lost in my work even then, but around that time a young woman named Jaren arrived. She'd first trained with Dr. Pyrrha, then Lady Impa, and sent her to aid me. She quickly proved herself quite capable. She carried the blue flame from Timula Heights and even reworked and improved my designs for Cherry. The very fact that she trekked all the way from Kakariko Village alone proved she was no ordinary girl. Her intellect, her spirit, her hindsight. Is any surprise that we eventually ended up married. Aww. Thanks to Jaren's redesign, Cherry was soon crafting ancient soldier gear perfectly and speaking beautifully. She spoke better than any machine I'd ever heard. It would have been hard to tell she wasn't a native Helian. If I said good morning, she'd respond with a sweet, "Good morning, Robbie." And it was helpful. "Cherry, where did I leave my book?" "It's the third book from the right on the second shelf, Robbie." She knew how to ask if she needed something. "Robbie, could you increase that furnace heat a little?" I'd always go personally to fetch more blue flame from Tumlia Heights. I think I've pronounced that like 4 different ways.
Yeah.
I think it's Tumlia, looking at it. Tumlia. I didn't realize interactions hurt someone. That someone was Jaren. Perhaps it was due to her namesake, but my exchange with Cherry hurt Jaren. Aww. Despite the fact that she knew Cherry was only a machine, she still felt uneasy with my interactions with her. She was in tears when she told me. She knew it would make little sense, and yet she couldn't help how she felt. I was devastated. I hadn't even realized the pain I was causing. Though Jaren had designed Cherry, she was now being hurt by her own creation. We agreed to restore Cherry to her original mechanical way of speaking. I took upon myself to make the changes.
Oh, okay, that's
Oh,
why.
so that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
From then on, I was careful not to refer to her as Cherry. Doing so would anger my wife. Instead, I called her Ancient Oven.
Aww.
Sometime later, Jaren gave birth to a baby boy, a beautiful young one who bore all the features of his mother. We decided to name him Grant, and together we passed the time as a happy family at Kala Ancient Tech Lab. It was unfortunately only a temporary peace. Princess Zelda did her best to contain Calamity Ganon. Around the time Grant turned 3, a letter from Dr. Pura arrived. It was a shock to receive it. The last time she'd written, it was to talk about an assistant from Kakariko Village, whom she felt was useless. She was writing now to let me know if she'd completed research on powering up the runes, like stasis. Hearing this reinvigorated my interest in researching ancient soldier gear. Grant grew fast, but it wasn't long before he towered over me. He loved to carry blue flame from Tumlia Heights.
Pretty sure that's easy.
Calling it a chance to train his body. I could see the curiosity in his eyes, so I encouraged him to travel the world and see as much as he could. He'd always been independent, but I was still surprised when the very day I told him to travel, he left. Writing about Grant's training reminds me. A few days before he left, I thought it might be a good idea to give Grant a study with Dr. Pura. I wrote to her to ask what she thought of such an idea. She sent a letter that simply said, "Don't send anyone here." I wonder what happened to her to make her say such a thing. Oh, that was the end.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Urbosa's fury is ready.
Thank you.
And it's so pouring rain.
Alright, so we can save here.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was a very
He's kind
nice,
of a
interesting
crazy
story.
dude.
Alright, so let's get rid of this shield. That's why I picked up this one.
Yeah.
Alright, so now, I kind of want to see if I can fly over to that island there.
Okie dokie.
Just to see... Whoops.
Otherwise, it might be one of those where you have to somehow get some other way to.
Maybe. We'll...
Those specialty things.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Cool but dangerous.
Yeah.
Nah.
That didn't startle me as much as I thought it would. Oh, it's over there. Okay.
There.
So, if I get close enough to it, I'm gonna get over here, get to the corner, and then save. Alright, I think this is the closest spot. Let's see if I can glide over there.
Okie dokie.
We'll see. I don't know, but we'll find
I
out.
don't know.
Oh my gosh.
This seems like a very harrowing adventure.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Oh wow. This is creepy.
We are now entering the prison.
Yeah.
It's an island. It's basically an island prison. Come on, shrouded in fog. Like, it just is something else.
Oh, I think we're gonna barely make
story. Yeah, we have to go like that way into it. Yeah, that's a shrine. So there's like an entrance
I'm gonna land on the...
on the
Yeah, I'm gonna
top.
land up here.
Okay.
The Lome Labyrinth
An
Island.
Oh gosh. That is scary. Yeah, it's a lab.
Okay. Well,
Pretty sure the hard part is supposed to be your.
oh god.
Yeah.
Okay, that one startled me. So how am I supposed to get into that?
You're supposed to probably find something. No one gets to your find.
Oh my gosh, this is super scary and creepy. I love it.
No.
Okay, so is there like... Because there's a gate on the front.
Yeah.
And... Okay, let's see if I go up on top. There's nothing up
Nothing.
here. Huh. And I'm pretty sure I can't...
No, because there's a.
You have reached this point, proceed onward through the maze and you will receive reward.
So you have to go through the maze.
Yeah, it looks like I have... Trial of the Labyrinth.
So the whole thing is a trial.
Yeah.
Gosh. That is crazy.
So, how do
No,
I...
don't go this way. This way's not the right way.
What?
The worm from
Oh.
Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't go that way.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh. No, shoot the eye. Ow.
Ow.
Great.
Great.
That didn't kill it in one hit like it did last time.
No. Well, did I think some of them are higher and
Yeah, some of them are stronger than others.
stronger?
Instead of throwing yourself at enemies, yeah. I know. Do you think
You're
I can... Oh,
sneaky.
man. I don't know if I'm strong enough to
Do this?
do this just yet. I don't know, I might be.
Downward attack smash.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. This is actually working.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Can't use metal.
Yeah. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
Alright, well. Oh, crap. Okay, nope. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Ow. I was working!
Ugh.
Man, I'm terrible at aiming. I'm bad at this game. Oh my gosh. Okay, well either way, that's about the time we've got for this episode.
Oh no!
Like and favorite if you like the episode, subscribe to like us, good night, and I guess we're gonna try kill that thing and go through this maze again tomorrow. Bye bye!
Bye.